Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's time to take a look at one of the big surprises from the Sony conference. This is Days Gone. John and Jeff are here to tell us all about it. Gentlemen, let me start with the obvious question. Deja vu. Is this a zombie game?
You know, we knew we were going to get that question a lot, and it's not. So, biggest difference between zombies and freakers is zombies are dead, and freakers are living, breathing creatures that need to eat, they need to drink, they have day-night cycles. So it's a big open world. We wanted to fill it with, fill every niche in the ecosystem because almost all the human beings have died, and the ones that haven't have been transformed by the virus into what we're calling freakers. So they're animalistic, they're feral, and one of the awesome things about the game is that you can actually, when you're exploring the world, you can learn what their habits are and learn what their behaviors are, and there's all different kinds of them.
Yeah, so the demo we got to watch the other night, and I think the number one thing that's going to strike everyone about this demo is the overwhelming numbers of freakers that you guys are able to put on screen. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're really proud of that technology. So, we got about 100 guys working in our studio. Super talented tech guys. We're using the Unreal 4, so we have the power of the Unreal Engine, but we've written a lot of custom code. And the thing to keep in mind about the freaker hordes is that they're all real. So Jeff played the demo, and every time he plays it, it plays differently. So you can't really predict exactly what they're going to do because they're alive.
Yeah, you can, on a micro and a macro level, it's completely different. So from what weapon I decide to use right here, or which path I choose to take, or what other tools I choose to employ, they're all valid strategies that the game's going to respond accordingly once you understand the rules and the benefits of each of those things. And that's what makes that number of guys really exciting, is they're real. You can kill them or they can kill you, and it all depends on the choices you make. And it's exciting. It literally does play back differently. It's like a bronking buck at a rodeo. It plays differently, and it's so exciting.
And it also plays differently depending on what time of day.
Time of day?
Yeah. So, they could be in sort of hibernation mode during the day, and if you wake them up, then they're really pissed off, and then you're in a lot of trouble. If you go at night, then they're out feeding. You could be on your bike riding through the open world and run into a horde along the highway. And again, it's a dynamic world, and the freakers in it are dynamic.
So what can you tell us about the scenario and what has happened?
Yeah, we can go into a little bit of detail about that. So again, you kind of get a sense from the trailer, I hope, that it's a worldwide disaster. It's a pandemic. One of the things we decided to do was set it 2 years after the event, because that kind of gave us the ability to have forests haven't taken over everything, so the world still kind of looks the way you expect. But at the same time, the survivors are starting to rebuild. They're starting to build societies again. So it's kind of like got a frontier kind of feel to it. That's kind of it in a nutshell. We wanted to create a world that was super dangerous. Our protagonist is Deacon St. John, and we gave him this background where his prior life, he was a member of the MC, the Mongrels MC. And the reason we chose that was because we felt like the skills that a biker would bring to this kind of a scenario, like not just the love of the open road and his bike, but also his ability to use a baseball bat.
Well, his ability just to kind of live off the grid before the apocalypse, and then to kind of live in a gridless world. He wasn't used to the infrastructure of security that we all live by, and we hope that the cops are going to come save us when shit goes down. So he was a survivor by nature, and that helped him before, during, and after the apocalypse. And it just means he's got a wide tool set, and it gets wider throughout the course of the game. And it's a particular set of skills that really allows him to thrive and prosper.
And and that's one of the things we really want to kind of emphasize is that, when you hear, hey, biker, freaker, post-apocalyptic, it might sound kind of campy or be kind of over the top. And the reason we chose to go out with this trailer and this gameplay demo is we want to make sure that everybody understands that we're telling kind of a human story. So in the trailer you sense that Deacon has a great sense of loss. He feels grief, not just at what the world has lost, but also what he personally has lost and how has that changed him. So
and he's not the only one who lost, too.
Exactly.
And that's what really kind of informs the nature. I mean, he's a bounty hunter. He's a mercenary. So this world is already so twisted and dark that people are taking vengeance on each other, and there's agents of vengeance like Deacon, and it's small and big targets, small and big tasks, and it's a very morally gray world. Here it's pretty clear that he couldn't save that guy and left him for the horde, or did he use the guy as cover for getting away himself? It's the absolute right thing to do in this world, but there's still always that element of doubt, and in that sea of gray, it's an amazing pool of humanity that we're trying to explore with the missions and jobs.
Yeah.
But set against that kind of moral ambiguity, we also tell stories about hope, right? Because there are all kinds of people in the world that you're going to interact with. And we want to just kind of cover the spectrum of like under the pressure of living in this kind of a world. Just ask yourself, it's like, okay, if this happened and you found yourself in that world 2 years later, what kind of a person would you be? What kinds of choices would you make? Yeah, right?
Yeah. Gentlemen, the game looks really impressive. It's really nice to see, a new game that we know couldn't have been possible on pre-existing hardware, something that can only be accomplished today. So really excited to see more.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks so much for coming by the show. Stay tuned, more to come from IGN Live at E3 2016 after this.